All right, number 7, we're going to graph this polynomial function. So number 7, we have g of x equals negative x, and then we have x minus 2, and that is squared, and then we have x plus 3, and that is also squared. So counting the variables, we have 1 here by itself, we have 1 here but it's squared, so that's going to count as 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and then plus 2 more is going to give us 5. So our degree is 5, it is odd, and then we have a negative. So think about a negative linear slope is going to be coming down from left to right. So because of odd degree and a negative leading coefficient, our graph is going to look something like it's going to be up on the left and then do some stuff in the middle, and it's going to be going down on the right. So I know that's the overall image I'm looking for. So we start out trying to find this matching pattern. That one doesn't match, this one doesn't, this one does, and this one does. So we got 50-50 between C and D. Next, we're going to investigate the actual x-intercepts. So we have 2 with even degree. So these two are just going to touch. Okay, they're not going to cross, they're going to touch and turn around. And it's going to cross at this one. So if I say, and it doesn't matter if the x is negative or not, it's going to end up being the same. I'll just show you. Negative x equals 0. You can say divide by negative 1 just to get rid of the negative, and then that just gives you x equals 0. So one of our zeros is x equals 0. If I do x minus 2 equals 0, add 2, that gives us x equals positive 2. So it should touch at positive 2. And then if I do x plus 3 equals 0, subtract 3, gives me x equals negative 3. And it will touch there. So if I just do a number line, simulating a graph, we're going to have negative 3. So 1, 2, negative 3, that's going to be a 0. We're going to have 1 at 0, right at the origin, and then positive 1, 2. Okay, so here's what we know. We know the graph starts at the top, okay, and it's going to touch at this one. So I'm going to put a T for touch. Also at this one, it's going to touch, and then it's going to cross at 0. So our graph is coming down from this side. Okay, it's up on this side, coming downward. It'll do something, and then it'll come up. Sorry, I crossed it. Let me start over. Do this again. Negative 1, 2, 3, 0, and 2, 1, 2. Okay, so this one is going to touch. So it's going to come down and touch at negative 3, and then go back up. And then it'll come down and cross at 0 because it's an odd degree, so odds cross. And then it'll come back up and touch at positive 2, and then go back down. Okay, because we know the end points are going to be going up and down. So just a rough sketch. We don't know the height. We could figure those things out, but we're just doing a rough sketch. So it should touch at negative 3, go back up, cross at 0, touch at 2, and go down. So we're looking for the graph that has that one. And I have to look at these zooming in. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So each of these is a half. So that looks like 3. Looks like it's touching at 3, crossing at 0, and touching at 2. This one looks good. And then let's investigate this one. See, that one's touching at negative 2, and we need to be touching at negative 3. So C is going to be the best graph when you investigate the x-intercepts.